Good morning, traders. It is February 12th, Wednesday morning. We're 50 minutes into trading. Let's see what the market's doing currently. I'm going to tell you right off the bat, I believe that we're going to see a downward sloping channel today. I am long SPY puts. I am long the February 14, 337 puts. I bought them at, I believe, $1.34. So I'm looking for this downward sloping trend line to continue. That's what I've told everybody in the chat room while I'm recording this video. So here you can see a series of lower highs as long as that trend line is intact. So let's draw that line right now. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to click on this. As long as that trend line is intact, I'm going to stay short. So first we're going to take a look at the action yesterday to see what clues we might have. You can see how the day before, Monday, we had strong buying with this power finish. We had a bullish engulfing pattern on Monday. That was very good for an overnight long position. I held some calls overnight. Had a nice gap up on the open yesterday. Market rallied. I sold, took profits on those calls, and then we started to top out a little bit. We started to see some long tails above body, and hey, look at this. The 1OP indicator is telling us right in here, look out. We've got a big spike here, and we can expect to see some selling. Very nice entry for a short position. So here's how it played out. When I started to see the market come back and compress in here, I was telling everybody in the chat room, if we stay right here with 1OP getting ready to cross on the bullish side, we'll be okay. But we don't want to get too far from this high or we won't be able to challenge it. All of a sudden, we had this pullback and we tested the opening price. That's when I told everyone, uh-oh, that was not a particularly good sign. I am going to be looking for a bounce off of this support level right here. So I did buy some more calls. As we got that bounce, I ended up selling my entire call position. I scratched it. I did not like this. That told me that we are too far from that high and we are not going to challenge the high and we are not going to get through the high of the day. So on this little rally right here, there was a nice shorting opportunity again. We test the low of the day, just can't get off the deck. 1, 2, 3 tests, no bounce. Nothing going on here. So we tried to poke below it, flushed out a few buyers on that low. Market bounced, nothing really going, and in the end, we ended up floating lower and filling in the gap right in here. So we had a bearish trend day after that initial high. You can see how the market was drifting lower. Look at this right here. You can see downward sloping channel. Okay. And so we need to prepare for a similar pattern today. Here's what I do not like about the market today, and here's why I feel that way. So we can see here that we've got this opening green bar right here, but instantly we start to see some selling, and we take out that low in the first half hour. That's not a bullish sign. Typically, when you get markets that gap higher, if they're going to go, they will compress near that high for the first half an hour, maybe 45 minutes, and then you'll get a leg higher. And that would have been support right at yesterday's high. That would have been fine, very acceptable. The other trait for a bullish market is long green candles stacking one on top of the other. Didn't see that either. So the fact that we've got some red candles mixed in here and that we're able to take out that low tells me that the market wants to head lower. We also had this bearish cross on 1OP right up in here. That's another sign that the market wants to try and fill in this gap. So we can expect a herky-jerky drift lower today until we finally find support. It may be at the opening price here. It may be higher. It could be up at the 336 level. I don't know. I won't know until the price action unfolds. Yesterday, we really didn't know all along because the volumes have been down. The trading volume earlier in the week was down 9%. So not a lot going on intraday with lots of compressions and kind of feeling the market back and forth, kind of trying to get a sense of direction, but no real momentum. And today, the candles are telling me we're not going to see a lot of momentum today either way. But since we did have some selling yesterday, some profit taking, and since we are seeing a mix of green and red candles in here today, I believe we're going to continue to float lower. So I am going to be looking for shorts. I'm looking for stocks that I can short, and I am long those puts. So I'm going to go into the daily chart, and then we'll run this SPY in the background. You can see really tiny little bodies here. Those are called dojis, and that means that the closing price is very close to the opening price. Yesterday, pretty small body. Today so far, very small body. Now here's what I did like about Monday's action. We've seen selling on Fridays, buying on Mondays. And we've seen that pattern for 3 weeks now. The coronavirus has spooked investors on Friday, and then they come in and buy Monday when they see that the world is not coming to an end. So we get those relief rallies. Monday, we opened on the low and we rallied the entire day. This is a bullish engulfing pattern, and that's why I held some calls long overnight into Tuesday. That worked out really well. Apart from that, you can see that anytime that the market gets a little overextended, we can expect the bid to be checked and we can expect to see some selling. So I believe that we need to have a mix of bullish stocks and bearish stocks. I'm more focused on the bearish side today for obvious reasons because I see this downward sloping channel starting to form right here. So let's take a look. And this will be running in the background the whole time, so you'll be able to see what the S&P 500 is doing. I always like to have a chart of the S&P 500 running. That keeps me in touch with what's going on a macro level while I'm looking for stocks. Market first, market first, market first. You will hear me preach that day in and day out. Too many traders get tunnel vision. They're focused on individual stocks and they're oblivious to what the market is doing. The market drives everything. So you must get your market bearings. That's why I've spent 15 minutes talking about the S&P 500. Once you identify what you think the market will be doing through the course of the day, then you can start drilling down and finding individual stocks that fit that scenario. There is a huge advantage to trading individual stocks because we can find relative weakness and we can find heavy volume. So we're using the stock positions as a surrogate market position. That's what we do every day. That's why you watch these videos and you see day in and day out really great trades posted. So let's get to it. So in the stocks that I like, I'm going to look at heavy buying. There's a great search to use. IQ is one that stuck out to me right away. And I like the price action here. You can see how it's above the prior day's high. And you can also see how it's making a new high for the day. Oh, here we go. Heavy volume. Great. Let's bring up that 1 OSI indicator that's going to show us relative strength. Look at the relative strength. The orange line is above zero. So while the market is trending lower, the stock is pushing higher on heavy volume. That's what we want. And look at that breakout. Boom, boom. It continues to push higher. It wants to go higher. So I really like IQ on the long side. Take a quick look at Teva. I know Teva reported earnings. That's looking pretty good. Stock has got a full head of steam in here. It tends to be a choppy one. Don't like what I see right here on the daily chart. So not one of my favorites. I'm only going to give you one long today. I don't want to go too much into the long side right here. Well, what the heck? Let's see if there's anything real quick that comes up. Pop Bull is one of my favorite searches. Oh, there's a beauty. Look at that. Long green candles closing on their high. Let's take a look at JD's daily chart. Yes, you can add JD to the list. That easy. There's 2 stocks on the list. There's not 50, there's 2. You can zero right in on these bullish plays. So I'm going to go into the bearish lists because that's where I want to focus my attention. And I'm going to look for some candidates that are starting to sell off. I am short Microsoft as we speak. I'm short right in this level right here. I'm probably at a break even right now. And yesterday in the chat room, I did sell the 190 calls that expire Friday, February 14th, and I bought the 190 50 calls. And I did that spread. Actually, I did the 190, 191, and I did that spread for a 32-cent credit. So $1 between the strike prices brought in a 32-cent credit. I only have to wait 2 days for that spread to expire. If it does expire, I'm going to make somewhere in the neighborhood of about a 40% return on that trade. Why did I like it? And why do I like Microsoft short today? Well, first of all, it's coming up on my heavy selling search. Look at this parabolic move in Microsoft. You do not see this very often. You've got this upward sloping channel right in here. Very, very easy to see. When stocks poke through the upper end of that trading channel, you should be on high alert. Stock makes a new relative high, closes almost on its low of the day, and that would have been a gigantic bearish engulfing pattern. This stock wants to move lower. There are profit takers up here. Is Microsoft a bad company? No. Microsoft's a great company. That's why it went parabolic. It just means that there's some people who are long the stock right now who feel that the stock is getting a little bit pricey and they're taking profits. That's what happens. I want to ride their coattails. I want to be short along with them. And here comes the market. Long tail above body. See how that trend line is right intact here? This is the pattern you need to watch for. Also, 10P continuing to trend lower. We'll probably make a new low before this video is over right in here at the 336.40 level. So anyway, that's why I like that short position on Microsoft. And if you ask me after that type of price action yesterday, do I think the stock is going to get back to $190, its all-time high, in the next 2 days after it dropped 4 days, and we see that kind of selling pressure? The answer is no. I don't think so. In fact, I think we're going to see continued selling the next day, but I didn't want to short Microsoft overnight outright. I didn't want to buy puts on it because I didn't know what the market would do, and I don't want to fade a really super bullish market. So the easiest thing for me to do is to go up to that 190 strike price and sell a bearish call spread that expires in 2 days. That's how we do it. So Microsoft, love it on the short side. I think I'm going to make some money day trading this on the short side. So we're going to take a look. I'm going to unmark a couple of these boxes here. Those are filters, lift, bearish today. These are earnings. BB, in fact, I can go into after earnings bearish, and you'll see lift is right on the top of that list. Heavy selling we've already taken a look at, and let me see if I can find one other stock in here. That is a super bearish chart right there. Let's take a look at that daily. CHGG. Got this breakdown through horizontal support. You had earnings after the close right there on this day. This is the first day that the stock traded, and here's the reaction off of that new all-time high. Wham! Close on the low. Today tries to rally a little bit on the open. Wham! 200-day moving average. Here we come. Let's take a look at that 5-minute chart. You can see that little bit of a rally up in here. Takes out the low from yesterday with ease. The first 3 bars, boom, we're already below it on the heavy selling list instantly. Right out of the gate. That's what we do. Option Stalker helps us find these stocks instantly. So in the first 15, 20 minutes of trading, we're already starting to trade these stocks. We'll continue to go down. Relative weakness. What has relative weakness? WW was a short that Dave showed us back in the chat room up in here. I should bring that up. Let me see if I can find it. In fact, yes, I do have it right here. So let's take a look at what's going on in the chat room. Dave obviously found this stock right out of the gate. There you go. WW week. That was at 9:11. Okay, right now it is about a half an hour later. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right in here at 37.20. WW's week. Stock is down $1.50 easy in that time frame. Great trade. Really nice trade. Let's keep looking down the list. I'm just scanning for stocks that are negative. I want to focus on stocks that are down. Choppy. Not interested. Grub. Let's see what that looks like. Backing off the 200-day moving average, downward sloping trend line's got a little bit of support here, so not my favorite for a day trade. It may work for a swing trade, though. Definitely would have been a good bearish call spread leaning on that 200-day moving average. CLX, let's take a look at that one. I'm only going to find one or two more. You can see this breakout to a new relative high, inverted hammer, followed by a long red candle closing on its low, gap down on its low right now. This stock is going to pull back. CLX, let's take a look at that 5-minute chart. Yes, I think CLX probably makes a decent short today. ALL, let's take a look at that. Ooh, long red candles closing on their low. Still got some support in here to work through. Let's take a look at that bigger picture. You can see how the stock ran up after earnings. It's compressing. Looks like we could see a little bit of profit taking in here. Longer term, that's a really nice move for this stock, but I believe that it's going to come back and at least test that 122.40 level, which is halfway up that long green candle. So I think it makes a pretty good shorting candidate today. Let's take a look, see what else we've got here. Bear run, see if we've got anything there. In fact, we've got a whole lot going on there. I'm going to take a look at Merck. That's a stock we haven't looked at. There's another beauty below the 200-day moving average. Hello, that's a really nice one. Merck already starting to sell off. I think that could see some additional weakness. And I do have one other stock that I want to show you. And this is also a stock that was tagged yesterday. We were short this overnight. Look at that heavy selling, broke the 200-day moving average in here. MTCH is the symbol for that short. Going to look at one more search here, see what we've got here. See if I can add anything else to the list. So CHGG looks like a great short. MSFT looks like a great short. MTCH looks like a great short. And I can't remember the other ones that I had on the list so far, so please make note while you're watching the video. I am short the market. I think that the S&P 500 is going to continue to drift in. We're going to see a downward sloping channel. We're going to see these little stair step down, pop, down, pop, down, pop. So as long as that downward sloping trend line is intact, I'm expecting the market to keep pulling in, and I am expecting this gap to fill. I don't know how much of it will fill, but when I start to see long tails under body and a support level that's being identified, then I will start taking profits on my long put position, but I want to hang on to it as long as I possibly can. And I'd also like to see this 1OP indicator get buried later in the day with those long tails under body. Then I'll be tempted to cover my short position and maybe consider some longs. There you have it. Good luck with your trading today. If you like the content, please subscribe to this YouTube channel and turn on your notifications. There will be great trades in every video I post, along with education, just like today. Please give the content a thumbs up as well, and we will see you tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you for watching this YouTube video. I'm Pete Stolzers, and I'm going to keep the trade ideas coming along with lots of education, so make sure to subscribe to the channel and please turn on your notifications so that you never miss another trade. If you like the content, please give it a thumbs up. I've loaded 2 other videos that I think you're really going to enjoy. Stay tuned. We'll see you soon.